All right, so if the cards are all their 3D models, no chance Aogiri is coming to English. I don't think so. I don't think Aogiri is gonna be coming to English because like, who's like, okay, HoloLive has had a huge cultural impact on like huge, immense. To that where there are international fans and could warrant having an international release, while Aogiri, like, this is the first time I'm hearing it. It's been around for 6 years. I do not know any of them, and believe me, I follow a lot of VTuber content for this channel. Like, I don't think Killua, exactly. I have never heard of Aogiri before Weiss Schwarz announced it. Exactly. I never cared about the meta, so I skip it. Like, I skipped HoloLive. Whoa. So with HoloLive, like, I knew about HoloLive, but I wasn't like super into it. And then when the Weiss set came out, I was like, all right, I need to do research. We did the research streams for HoloLive. And then I was like, you know what? I'm a fan. Korone, Okayu, beautiful ladies. And then English came out, and then I was like, Mori, Gura. Also never knew about HoloLive before Weiss Schwarz. I knew about it in passing. And Shiori. Can't forget my girl Shiori. It's time to talk about the new ruling. I'll be honest, I completely forgot about this. So when I was doing This Week in Weiss Schwarz, I completely forgot to include it. So we're gonna read this. All right, we're gonna read this. We're gonna read the notes that I got. So Weiss Schwarz Rose is gonna have a new icon on card effects called One Turn, and it's gonna start with gushing over magical girls. You could use like a card effect like for once, blah 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 blah. Okay, so we're like, when I saw this, I was like, oh cool, Weiss Schwarz Rose has a new mechanic. And then I was like, there's no way this is gonna come to Weiss, right? Bam, it came to Weiss. What the hell? What the fuck is this? All right, so Weiss Schwarz has a new ruling for bonds, and then we're also gonna get a new icon on the cards, similar to Weiss Schwarz Rose. Weiss Schwarz Rose. So actually, let me double check. When is the first set that it's coming out for? Gakuma's for the one turn thing. When's Idolmaster coming out? May. Oh, I was right. Near the end of May. Yeah, I was right. So this is gonna be starting Gakuen Idolmaster. So May 23rd forward. The first set is gonna be this one right here, Gakuen Idolmaster. All right. So this stated. When cards have a bond effect, we'll have the effect portion when this card is played or placed on the stage. So that effect is going to be replaced with when this card is placed on the stage from your hand or played. This will affect all current cards and future cards. This change only affects cards that have bond effects and how they interact with cards that would allow you to place a character from the stage from the hand right here. Cards starting from sets printed in May will include this number right here, this little icon. Once per turn tag, this ability activates up to 1 time per turn. There's also a new ruling for it, such as if you decide to decline the optional once per turn effect, you will still be able to resolve it if the timing occurs again. This is not possible for this ability activates up to 1 time per turn. So that I have been tripped up a couple times where like if I miss timing, you can't do it again. But then with the once per turn, if you miss timing, you can do it again, but it needs to have this little blue icon. That's essentially it. Cards that previously had this ability activates up to 1 time per turn will not be affected by the new ruling. Only cards with the once per turn tag can. It is very confusing. So an example is when you use act effect, you can choose one of your characters that gets 500 power until the end of the turn. If you decide not to get 500 power the first time you use an act, you're now able to do so for another instance of act. It's very confusing, but you could, if it has the turn 1 tag, you cannot miss timing now. Like if you do it once and you like forget it, like, oh no, the condition activates again and it has the turn 1, you could activate it. But if it doesn't and you miss timing, you cannot activate it again. Hopefully that made sense. And then, note, the slides say that they might still use the old wording going forward. It's not going to be once per turn going forward like that. This is great for newer players because, like, you know, newer players, you know, they miss timing quite a bit. And then they're like, oh, I can still activate it because it says, like, the once per turn tag. Because I didn't activate it, I could activate it later in the game. But the ones that say, like, this can all be activated once per turn, when you reach timing, you have to activate it or forgo the activation, and then you will not be able to activate it again. So basically, you can save the effect for later. Yes, you can save the effect for later. A good example would be like the Freerun Brainstormer. Brainstorm, pay 1, tap self, salvage a character, and then up to 3 times per turn. When you play an event, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck and put them on the top of your deck in any order. So with this one is, when you play an event, you could activate it, and then that'll be 1. Then if you activate another one, you could do it again. If you activate another one, you could do it again. So if you activate it, you could go 1. But if you skip the second one, you're still meeting condition. But then when you activate another one, you could activate it again. But that's already 3. So you can't activate it more than however many conditions you've met. So like Weiss Schwarz has like a lot of strange rulings that no one really thinks about unless you're like in that position, because, you know, again, Weiss Schwarz, not a lot of people play this game. Another one that like really tripped up some people was this one right here. Actually, we are going to talk about it in a bit. This one right here. Yeah, if you skip an activation, it will still count towards the 3. A lot of people were tripped out about this effect, which one of the rulings is that because this effect is pay 5, put the top 3 cards from your deck into your clock. If you have 2 cards in your deck, you cannot activate this effect because you do not have cost. But they're like, oh, if I put 2, deck refresh, put another one. No, you cannot do it. And then the other effect that's really tripping people up is that when you pay the cost, her effect activates. If you level up, you do not lose the game, because even though she's still on board and you still like level up, she still gets sent to the memory. You do not lose. Very, very, very confusing. I love this game so much. Doing that activation, like even though you activated 3 times, but you only used it twice, the third activation still is in effect, does not work. But Kilua said, but if it has the new tag, skipping would not count. So there you go. Thank you, friend of the channel, Kilua. We'll put links and stuff to your channel everywhere. No questions? A lot of questions. I know, it's very strange, but that is what the new ruling is saying. Same with the bond one. The bond one is still very interesting. But this is the one that is going to be more prevalent. We'll see how many cards will have this new tag, because if you remember back to Grisaya, they gave us a new tag as well, which was Link. Y'all remember that? You can say no, it's fine if you don't remember the Link mechanic. That is totally fine. With Link, it was just like Grisaya, and that's it. I don't remember another set that had the Link mechanic in Weiss Schwarz. So there we go. Let me know if you have any more questions. I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. Or replay. Yeah, or replay. Yeah, remember replay? Like a couple the cards had a replay effect, but like I don't know. No. I don't know, like that was in, what was it? Bang Dream and I believe GGO set 1. Weiss has some odd rulings, like restanding, getting to keep the soul trigger from the first attack. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Also, another one that I don't think people remember is that when your character is sent from the stage to the waiting room, you could pay 3 to bring it back. That you could do that effect not in the encore step. So if your opponent has a card that's like send 1 character from the stage to the waiting room, your opponent can pay 3 and bring it back. Crazy, because that is not during the encore step. Nuts. Wild. Any other fun rulings any like odd rulings that you ran into that made you like, what the hell is this? Like, what? Really? That's how this game works? Let me know in the forums. Let me know in the forum.